Hello. Welcome back to the Madison channel. My name is Madison, and today we have something pretty unique. As you can see, I'm very casual. I did not want to make this video, but I promised you guys a video on this. I told TikTok that I'd make a video on this, so I have to do it. I was going to just upload my TikTok live with the same information, but the file was corrupted. So your girl is doing a full, pretty much formal YouTube video on it. And honestly, I think this is probably the best way because this is what Shanquella deserves. She deserves our full attention, our full respect, and the respectability of having a full video releasing this information. Now, if you've been hiding under a rock, I'm going to be talking about the Shanquella Robinson case, which has been all over social media for the past 2 weeks at this point. And I have some updates, and I guess it's good that we're doing a full video because in the TikTok live, it's been a couple days since I went live, so more things have happened. So we're going to talk about all of the updates in one video. Let's get into it. Also, hello, we are at 8K subscribers. Ooh, I'm feeling like we can get to 10K by the end of the year. Let's hope. On the road to 10K. I'm so happy. If I could wrap this year up with 10K subscribers, I'd be so happy. That being said, we also reached 100K on TikTok, which is actually like crazy. And I just want to take a quick moment to just shout you guys out. Like, honestly, I am somebody who built this channel with a purpose. I started building this channel in 2020. I took a whole year to write all the scripts for a year's worth of true crime videos. I still have scripts that I have yet to use, and those are going to get rolled over into next year because, of course, some videos were, spur of the moment. But I just want to say that I worked really, really hard on the prep for this channel, researching, writing scripts thanklessly, TikToking, not knowing what to do. Like, if you know me, you know that like I'm a private person and I'm just a regular person that like decided to become and wanted to become a content creator because that's been a goal of mine since forever. And I started Instagram with 400 subscribers, TikTok was 0, YouTube was 0, and here I am rounding out the year with 8.1K subscribers on YouTube and 102K followers on TikTok. So I just want to say that you guys are literally making my dreams come true. I really appreciate it, and I just want to take a moment to like really fill this whole video with gratitude and love and all of the things. Also, if you're new here, hello, welcome to the family. There's a bunch of videos for you to catch up on. They're all amazing. I do BIPOC true crime stories and sociological commentary. So if those interest you, please check out my content, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post, and comment on the video. It does well in the algorithm. If you are returning, I love you so much. Thank you for coming back. Mwah, love you. Please like and comment on this video. It does better in the algorithm. And for both of you, please watch my ads. Thank you so much. I'm newly monetized, and it just would mean the most to me if you would take the time to do that. Also, all my socials are in the description below. That being said, let's get into this. So I just want to quickly shout out my sister in this absolutely gorgeous dream journal. It is a 12-week guided dream journal that has amazing prompts. It is absolutely super comprehensive to use and super high quality. Highly recommend it. If you're interested in this, hit my Amazon storefront link in the bio so you can purchase it and try it out. Hope you love it. Okay, so I guess here we'll start with a little context and we'll get into the updates. So the Shanquella Robinson case is probably one of the most disturbing cases that I've ever really, I don't know, like we're experiencing it in real time. I think all true crime is disturbing, but there's something really sinister to the story. It reminds me of the Kanika Jenkins case, who was a girl who was at the hotel party with her friends is the operative word, and ended up dead in the hotel freezer. this is a similar thing where it's kind of a cautionary tale. It's a deeply emotional, and people are still trying to figure out what was the reason, what was the motive. Shanquella Robinson was a 25-year-old entrepreneurial woman. She was beautiful, absolutely stunning, super successful. She was a hair braider in North Carolina, and she was doing the damn thing. She thought she was going on a trip to Cabo with her friends. She goes to Cabo, and within 24 hours, she ends up dead. Her friends basically called her mom when she wasn't feeling well and told her that she had alcohol poisoning. And when she was pronounced dead in Cabo, the friends quickly packed up their rooms, went to an airport hotel, and got the next flight back to North Carolina, presumably because they felt guilty, in my mind, when you hear the story, and didn't want to get stuck in Mexico during an investigation that would ultimately obviously lead to a lot of sketchy information. Basically, they left, came back to North Carolina, dropped her luggage off at her mom's house, and told her mom that Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning. The body was able to come back to the United States, of course, so they could lay her to rest. An autopsy was done, and that's where discrepancies were found with the stories that the friends had told. Basically, the friends had told the family and everyone that she had drinking too much and she died. What the autopsy found was there is no alcohol in her system, and she had a broken spine injury. Her body had lots of trauma to it. There are bruises, broken bones, knots on her head, busted lip, and 2 black eyes. So obviously, when you think about what alcohol poisoning does to the body, it's definitely not an external thing. So questions started to roll up. And that's kind of where we all kind of met the story, because her mom was doing everything she could to sound the alarm about this case, to get more eyes on this case, to get more people talking about this case so justice could be served. And basically, social media basically started, hashtag justice for Shanquella, and the video dropped of a fight. We're going to get into a full timeline in a second. But that's the backstory of what kind of is going on up until this point. Now, the updates that I'm going to tell you are updates from a live that the I keep thinking the neighborhood talk. No, the North Carolina Beat blog has been in contact with the family as soon as things started to erupt, has had permission with the family to do interviews. So he did the first interview with Shanquella's biological father. So the updates I'm going to tell you are going to be based off of that live. He also was planning on doing a live today with Shanquella's sister, but Shanquella's sister, yesterday, they just laid Shanquella to rest, and it was too much, so she canceled, understandably, and hopefully she's gonna do an interview and say her piece at some point soon. So basically, I'm gonna link the live down below so you guys can watch it as well. This man is Gerald Jackson, and he is the owner behind the North Carolina Beat, and he basically is tapped in, has a lot of information that needs to be shared, and the family really trusts him to do right by them. So here we go. Let's get into the timeline based on what the father. So before we really get into everything, what I'd like to say is this is all alleged. I'm not claiming to be the FBI. I'm not claiming to be someone who knows all the facts. I'm not claiming to be any of those things. I am talking about the information given in this live by Shanquella's father. He may have things wrong. He may have talked to the wrong people. Maybe some of the stories he heard weren't true. But we're talking about what Shanquella's dad is saying and what he's operating by in this situation. Shanquella's parents are not together, but he loved her very much. And there's that. What else do I want to say? So yeah, everything's allegedly. This live, if you, trigger warning if you're going to watch it, it's highly, highly, highly emotional. Highly, highly, highly emotional. So I would just, make sure that you understand that fact. What else? Yeah. So allegedly, let's get into it. So first and foremost, who I want to call out by name are Nazir Wiggins, Dejanay Jackson, Alyssa Hyatt, or Elise or Alyssa Hyatt. One of the two. I think it may be Elise. Winter Donovan, Malik Dyer, and Khalil Cook. One more time. Nazir Wiggins, Dejanay Jackson, Elise Hyatt or Alyssa, I'm not completely sure, Winter Donovan, Malik Dyer, and Khalil Cook. This is about you. You should be ashamed of yourselves, and you are going to Mexican prison. Let's get into this. So, basically, at the top of the live, the dad basically goes on a rant. He basically talks about how much Quilla meant to him and basically said he's really disgusted to see that people are on Snapchat and promoting parties after they shut down their Facebook accounts when they got back from Cabo, basically sending shots to, we're going to call them the Cabo Six. So basically saying like he knows that they're on social media. He knows that they're still trying to live life as normal, hoping this will blow over while he's sitting here without his daughter. And that was his only child. So he's starting off strong. Also, when they got back from Cabo, like I said, all their Facebook accounts were discontinued or, deactivated, which was really suspicious to the dad. Yeah. Also, the FBI has taken on the case and is investigating the case, which is amazing, and I'm so happy about that. And the Mexican police say if they find any evidence that could lead to an arrest around this homicide, all of these people all the Cabo Six will be extradited and will have to face the full weight of the Mexican law in Mexico, period. So that's good news. So basically how it started was Shanquella's dad, Bernard Robinson, got a call from Shanquella's mom on October 29th. Now, like I said, they're not together. And on the phone call, Shanquella's mom basically says Shanquella was in Cabo and died of alcohol poisoning. And so obviously he's talking us through his emotions, his shock, and basically Shanquella's mom basically tells him and fills him in on what's going on. And this is what Shanquella's mom told him. Essentially, Quilla had gone down to Cabo that Friday. And the last time Quilla had talked to her mom was Friday evening. And they had been on the phone and Quilla had basically said, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, which is the 29th. And the mom gets a call from Khalil Cook and not from Quilla. And Khalil Cook is basically saying, Shanquella is not doing well. She has alcohol poisoning. She's thrown up. She took a shower. She's laying down now. She's not doing well right now. So she's on the phone with Khalil Cook, presumably telling her that Shanquella is not doing well. Then Khalil Cook proceeds to say they've called a medic. They called the Airbnb. The Airbnb host is sending a medic to the house so that they can, assess the situation with Shanquella. Apparently, the medic went to the house, was checking Shanquella out, tried to put an IV in Shanquella's arm. The IV popped out, and she started having a seizure. And, basically how the story was being relayed, it seems like Khalil was on the phone with Shanquella's mom while this was happening. Now, this is red flag number one, because the dad was kind of like, okay, so this medic person is looking over Shanquella. You have her mom on the phone, and you're not letting them speak to each other, which reads very strange, because you would think, okay, you called the mom, the medic's here, give the phone to the mom, to the medic, so they can talk directly about some of Shanquella's health history, different information that only Shanquella's mom would know. But Shanquella's mom never got a chance to talk to the medic. Shanquella has a seizure. Things are not looking good. She's pronounced dead at 3 p.m. on October 29th. Basically, on that phone call with Khalil, Shanquella's mom says that The friends were saying, oh, before Aquila died or was pronounced dead, you need to wire us $5,000 so she can get a place in the hospital. All sorts of like nonsense that didn't really make sense, because that's just not how hospitals work, no matter where you go in the world. If you're injured, if you're sick, you walk into a hospital and you get billed later. That's the whole key of it. And so to tell the mom, while this is all happening, all this commotion is happening around Aquila, that you need to wire this money for Aquila to have a space in the hospital, reads really sketchy. She's pronounced it at 3 p.m. Basically, whatever. That's what happens. Apparently, and this is some of the new tea, or the new information. Sorry, people were clocking me on TikTok for saying tea. I'm so used to saying tea. The new information was 2 cops came to the villa to talk to the friends after Shanquella was pronounced dead. And basically they said she died of alcohol poisoning, and 2 of the friends basically lied to the Mexican cops, the Mexican police, and said she died of alcohol poisoning. As soon as the cops left, they packed up that whole Airbnb and jetted to an airport hotel where they would wait to get a flight back home to North Carolina. The way I see it, it looks like they felt very guilty and they were trying to leave the scene so they didn't get stuck in Mexico. Basically, allegedly, what is known is that one of the 6 of them called back to North Carolina, called someone, and basically told them everything and asked them what they should do, and that they were scared. So reads very guilty to me. And don't worry, the feds got the case. They'll find the information out. Period. So basically, that all happened. Khalil put on the phone. Yes. Okay, so that following Monday comes along, which is Halloween, and basically the dad and the mom are trying to figure out how to coordinate how to get Shanquella's body back to North Carolina. Basically, the U.S. Embassy is giving the mom the runaround. There's lots of paperwork you have to fill out for this kind of thing, and she was not getting any confirmation that they knew where Shanquella's body is, where, all of that kind of thing. So basically, the dad and the dad's brother, Shanquella's uncle, made a whole list of all the funeral homes in that area that Shanquella was staying and called every single one of them. They literally cold called as many of those funeral homes until they found Shanquella's body. They were able to find Shanquella's body, and according to the dad, a wonderful, nice lady on the phone of the funeral home where Shanquella's body was basically promised him, like, I will make sure you get your daughter home. I will make sure everything's okay. I will keep in contact with you until Shanquella's back home. So her name was Elizabeth. He said she was an angel on earth and helped them fill out the paperwork, helped them with everything. And then Shanquella came back that Thursday back to North Carolina. The dad had to wire $7,000 to get her body back, but I think that's like customary when you're trying to get a body from point A to point B. So, yeah. Basically, the dad was there to I don't think it was actually that same week on Thursday. I think it was maybe the week after or the week after. But Shanquella's dad was there to welcome the body at the funeral home in North Carolina. The mom wasn't there, but the uncle was there. And when he was able to look over Aquila's body, he himself noticed the 2 black eyes, the busted lip, the knots on the head. So he had seen for himself, the way this girl looks, there's no way it was alcohol poisoning. So he's starting to get freaked out. This is red flag number a billion at this point. He's like, what's really going on? Because why does she look like this if she died of alcohol poisoning? Basically, they opt for an autopsy to be done. The autopsy's done. A couple days later, the results are found, and they call only Shanquella's dad. Shanquella's dad answers the phone and basically gets a phone call, and the person who did the autopsy basically is like, there was no alcohol found in her body, but she died of a severe neck injury, a broken neck, and her top vertebrae was unstable. So she died of those injuries. As we can see, there's lots of trauma to her body, but it was not alcohol poisoning. So boom. Oh, child, this is so crazy. Because when you think about it in that timeline, as from the dad's perspective, that's just insane. To like think that she died of alcohol poisoning, and this is just one of those things that happens when kids party too hard, they overdrink, only to to realize in real time while you're looking at your daughter's body, there's no way she died of alcohol poisoning, because why does her body and face look like this? Only to have that confirmed by the person who did the autopsy. So he gets a call from the autopsy person. He relays that information to Shanquella's mom and basically calls her and is like, yo, this is what the person who did the autopsy said, like we just discussed. Now, here's the kicker, because this is some divine intervention right here. Khalil Cook had been going to the sister's house where the mom was and sitting with the family, like since he got back from Cabo, like visiting them and sitting with them and talking with them about Shanquella and all of these things. And he was there that night that she got the phone call from Shanquella's dad about the autopsy results. So she basically gets off the phone and point blank asks Khalil, like, was there a fight? Was there a physical altercation in Cabo? Because this is what the autopsy said. He was like, he started being like, oh, if there was a fight, I don't know, or I was in the other room, and da-da-da, just basically trying to say if there was a fight, he didn't know of it, he didn't see it with his own two eyes. Basically, as the mom put it to the dad, he got really nervous. He basically claimed that he was feeling sick and had to leave, and left shortly after that whole conversation in that line of questioning. And after that, they could never call him or reach him ever again. He never came back to the house to sit with them. So to me, reads very guilty, reads very, lots of guilt is wrapped up in this whole situation. So basically, that happened. And boom, Shanquella's mom starts doing interviews. It gets sketchier. Local news stations are interviewing because they're like, what is actually going on? What happened to my daughter? We need to get more attention to this story. Then a few days later, the video drops. The video that we've all seen. I'm not going to put it in this video. You can find it almost anywhere if you search Shanquella's name in the fight video at the end. It's on Twitter. It's on everywhere. I'm not putting it in because it's graphic and it's kind of too much. But basically, the video drops, and in the video, you see Khalil Cook in that video watching the fight. He's one of the people with their phones out, basically, allegedly he's the one that was like, Quilla, you're not going to fight back in the video. So basically, now the parents are freaking out because it's like, you were in my home lying to my face, and now the video came out and you were there. You did see a fight. You just chose not to say it, even when I gave you the opportunity to tell me, yes, there was a physical altercation. And this is my daughter who's dead now. And this is Khalil Cook is supposed to be her daughter's best friend. So it's like, what is going on? So basically that happens. And let's see. Basically, the reports of how her body was found, she was dead and left in the Airbnb sitting in an upright position, which I found really eerie. And the maid found her, which is really sad. Like I told you, they left up and went to an airport hotel as soon as they could. One of the people, the Cabo Six, made a call back to North Carolina explaining the situation and saying they were scared. And basically, after that, the dad was kind of just talking about what they're doing for Shanquella's homegoing, how he's feeling. It got really emotional. He cried. He broke down a few times. But that was what was said in that live. Now, I just want to add in a few updates that have happened since I did this live. So, like I said, FBI investigation's already happening. The friends lied to the police in Mexico. That has been confirmed. We know that. I told you that. So here's the thing. People don't understand that places like Cabo are big tourist places. They get their money from people wanting and desiring to come to Cabo. So they do not take murder cases like this lightly. People just assume Mexico is this wild place and, oh, it's so dangerous and this and you can just get away with anything there. No, not in Cabo, because Cabo is a moneymaker. Cabo thrives on, it needs to seem like a safe enough place for people to want to travel to it. So having an open murder investigation like this, that's a no-no. So basically, they're going to put their full weight of investigation against this case to close this case properly. So if these people thought they could get away with it by fleeing to North Carolina after this trip and thought that their lie would hold, it's not going to happen. And Mexico has the full power to extradite these people so they can face the full extent of the law in Mexican court, in Mexican prison, and all of that. And that's probably what's going to happen, because like I told you, if they, through this investigation, they find evidence that they can then arrest people for, all of them will be extradited down, all the people who came, and they'll have to deal with those charges in Mexico and face jail time in Mexico. Yeah. Also, when it comes to like the FBI investigation, the FBI is allowed to investigate this as well stateside, but they also have to be granted permission by the Mexican police to be involved in the case. So they were granted the permission, the FBI is investigating, and they have the full power to extradite the 6 people that were in that hotel room and know what happened. Now for some other updates and some alleged things. So first and foremost, a lot of people are saying rumors online. I know some people saw those fake pages pretending to be Dejanay Jackson talking about selling her story to the highest bidder and going live. That was a fake page. So I will just say this. There are sick people out here in this world. There are sick people who look at this situation and say, I can get clout from that. I can get more followers from that. Let me change my username, pretend to be this woman, use her picture, and do all this salacious stuff online, and hopefully I can get followers from that, and then I'll change, the picture eventually and the name of the account back. People do that. People are trying to benefit from the situation in that kind of way, and it's sick. And I've seen a lot of comments on my TikTok videos about this. Lots of misinformation is going around here because people are meddling with making fake pages. Oh, we're selling our story. Oh, we're going live and stuff like that. You need to subscribe to our channel. It's sick, but Dejanay never was going to go live. According to Word on the Curb, Dejanay and her mom fled to Connecticut to try and get away from all of the bad press in North Carolina. But you're going back to Cabo, sweetie. What else? Oh yeah, second thing, Dejanay isn't a trans woman. That was misinformation, again, from people on Facebook. Now, I'm not trying to be shady, but to me, there's a very specific demographic of people who still use Facebook socially. I understand lurking and stalking and, talking to maybe older members of your family or old school friends, but there's a demographic of people on Facebook. If you know, you know. If you know what I'm talking about, I'm not trying to be shady. It's just facts. And basically, pictures of Dejanay Jackson were leaked, and someone photoshopped her hair out of one of the pictures and started saying that Dejanay was actually a trans woman. And Dejanay is actually a cis-het woman, but that took off like wildfire. People saw that picture on Facebook and it took off like wildfire. Then those people spread that misinformation to other social media platforms. Whenever people would be talking about the case, they'd comment, I heard she's trans. And then it was just a nasty game of telephone, which isn't true. I think this person is clearly scum. I think Dejanay is a terrible person. But what I will say is she's not trans, and there's nothing wrong with being trans. But don't spread misinformation, because that does not help the case. That doesn't help the situation. If you're spreading misinformation that, Shanquella was fighting a trans woman that looked like Dejanay, that misleads people from being able to really get to the meat of the case and really blame who needs to be blamed, which is the real Dejanay Jackson, who is a cis-het woman, period. So we're going to dead that rumor here as well. Thirdly, basically, Word on the Curb is there's several other fight videos that haven't seen the light of day yet. And basically, Word on the curb is Shanquella didn't only fight Dejanay, she fought Winter, and she fought Elise. They all fought her. All the 3 women on the trip fought Shanquella, and there's videos of all of these altercations. There's videos of all of these assaults. Someone is claiming that, someone leaked this video in order to kind of get the heat off of them, and, have people blaming Dejanay for what happened to her once the autopsy results came out. It's been unconfirmed who leaked the video. It's unconfirmed where those videos are, but it is confirmed that those videos exist. They just haven't been leaked yet. And basically what's being said is Elise and not Dejanay, and Winter, the light-skinned girl, are co-conspiring to make sure those videos don't get released. I don't know what that means, but they're trying hard to make sure it doesn't reach the public. But there's not 1, there's not 2, but there's 3, at least 3 videos of them assaulting Shanquella in Mexico. What else did I want to say? Yes, here's the other thing, and we'll kind of end it here. This is a quick video, very casual, but we'll basically end it here. If you watch the recent Fox Soul show episode with Claudia, what's her name? Jackson? I forgot her last name, but Claudia, the basketball wife, the Real Housewife, Claudia. She's on Fox Soul with Funky Night Eva and all those other people. Basically, Claudia said that she was doing research for the, looking into the Shanquella Robinson case, and basically found a commenter that basically said, oh, if you hear there's 2 sides to every story. If you hear the real tea, you're all going to feel really dumb for how you're acting right now. And basically went on to say this alleged story. Allegedly, according to this commenter, Shanquella had someone in the trip, someone from the Cabo Six's cousin set up, and that cousin ended up dying, and apparently they all found out that Shanquella was behind the setup on this trip. I don't think it's true. I think it's very lame. I think, to me, to be honest, it sounds like it's either people really close to the Cabo Six or the Cabo Six making up stories on social media to try and cast doubt on the character of who Shanquella was, and trying to shift the narrative away from being attacking towards them and trying to just muddy the water. A lot of people, when I posted about this on TikTok, a lot of people were kind of saying, why would you go on a trip with someone who you even would assume would do that kind of thing? It sounds like very last minute. And to me personally, either way, because I don't believe that it's true. Let me say point blank period. I don't believe it's true. But if it were true, it doesn't change the reality of the situation. You still killed some girl. You still lied about it to her family's face. You still fled the scene in Cabo. So if this actually happened, you should have reached out to the proper authorities so Shanquella could have been, prosecuted to the full extent of the law. You taking it into your own hands and doing this is not justification for anything. And let me repeat it, because some people are dense. I don't think that Shanquella did it. I think it's all propaganda. I think it's rumors and it's lies to cast doubt on her character. But what I will say is it doesn't do any of the things they're trying to accomplish with spreading this rumor out loud. It's not going to change people's minds, because you still murdered that girl and left her body in Cabo and lied to her family. So, so that's all I'm going to say about that. In reference to that, because I got a lot of comments about, basically a lot of people were saying, why even report on it or speak on it if you're not sure if it's true? And this is what I mean. I knew that story wasn't true, but the fact that people are commenting on that story, and mind you, on the videos of Shanquella that went viral on my page, I was getting comments like that, you don't know the full story. When you find out the full story, you'll feel dumb. A bunch of comments like that. So what Claudia was saying, I really resonated with, because it's I've been seeing comments like that on my TikToks about Shanquella, but Either way, I don't believe it. So here's the thing. Why I'm reporting on it is because we need to keep this story alive, one. And two, we need to call out bad actors at point blank, period. Clearly, these people are trying to stir stuff up. They're trying to change the narrative, so they're not the only bad guys in the situation. They're trying to villainize someone they killed, or if they know the people who killed them, whatever they're trying to do, they're trying to throw dirt on a dead girl's name who cannot speak for herself and try and make her seem like the bad guy, and that's why she deserved what happened to her. I don't think that's true. I think that's really fucked up. I think that's really shady, and I know it's going to be a part of the FBI investigation. So if you were originally a part of the investigation, congratulations, you are a part of the investigation now. And secondly, what we were all talking about in my comment section is by them coming out with this story, it basically proves that this was a premeditated thing because it had to do with something that happened in North Carolina, which I don't think even happened for real. So they're clearly admitting to this being a premeditated situation, which further proves that they murdered that girl and left her in Cabo. So whoever is leaking that story, you need to stop because it's actually actively working against you. It's not true. I rebuke that energy. It's really nasty. But the reason why I'm reporting on it and I'm talking about it is we need to talk about all the misinformation and the bad actors. We need to call it out so Shanquella can get swift, clean justice, period. Basically, this case is ongoing, as you know. Excuse me. Every day there's something new. Every fucking day there's something new. So basically, I update people on TikTok, and once I gather enough information, I'll make another update video on YouTube about her case. Very quick, casual, cool, calm, collected. And I'll probably go live on TikTok about it as well. So if you guys are curious, if you want to keep up daily with me and what I post, go follow my TikTok. That's where I post the most. So, so if you want to hear the updates quicker, it'll be on TikTok. But I will be doing a cumulative update video every now and again when I gather more information on this case on YouTube for you guys. And I'm just going to do it this way because clearly the TikTok live isn't vibing with me. But that being said, this is a quick casual video, no makeup on. I'm wearing my comfy from China, from AliExpress, have my, pajama pants on, super casual, y'all. But I just wanted to make sure you guys got this video. I'm so tired of me trying to upload this video. I've tried to upload it 10 times, so I'm just going to do it this way for you guys. And eventually I'm going to do a YouTube live, my first one, eventually. So yeah, that being said, Black Lives Matter, free Palestine until it's backwards. All my description stuff is down below. I hope you liked this video, subscribed to this channel, commented on this video, and watched all my ads, and pressed the notification bell. Y'all better have done that. If you were new, love you. If you are returning, love you. And all I have to say is bye. Mwah.